The fog of their doubt has been a cold and heavy presence in your life, has it not? My child, it has swirled around your ankles as you have tried to walk the path I have set before you. It has seeped into the quiet chambers of your heart, chilling the warmth of your most cherished hopes, obscuring the vision of the promises all have whispered to your spirit. You have shared a dream, a calling, a conviction, only to see the light of belief flicker and die in their eyes, replaced by a look of cautious pity, of gentle concern, or even of outright skepticism. Are you sure? Their voices have questioned, laced with an implicit, that seems impossible. Is that wise? They have asked, implying that your faith is foolishness. And in the face of their collective doubt, you have felt a profound and wearying loneliness, the isolation of one who is fighting a battle that no one else seems to believe can be won. You remember the moments, my beloved, when you have sought encouragement and been met with reservation. You have looked for a companion in faith and have found only a cautious observer. The very people from whom you may have expected support have instead offered you their rationalizations, their fears, their reasons why your hope is impractical, your path too difficult, your vision too grand. Their doubt, however well-intentioned it may have seemed, has often felt like a weight, an added burden to the already challenging journey you were undertaking. It has forced you to not only contend with the obstacles on your path, but also with the disheartening atmosphere of unbelief that has surrounded you. This chilling fog of their doubt has, at times, caused you to question your own perceptions, has it not? My child, when enough people question your sanity, your wisdom, your very connection to me, it is natural for your own conviction to begin to waver. You may have found yourself asking, am I deluded? Have I misunderstood his voice? Are they right? Am I chasing a fantasy? This internal battle, this wrestling with the seeds of doubt they have planted, can be more exhausting than any external struggle. It is a lonely fight, waged in the silence of your own mind, a battle to hold on to my truth when the world offers a seemingly more plausible, more realistic, but ultimately more hopeless narrative. And so, you have often walked alone. My precious one, you have persevered in secret. You have nurtured your fragile hope in the hidden garden of your heart, shielding it from the cold winds of their skepticism. You have learned to be selective with whom you share your deepest dreams, fearing the pain of seeing that hopeful light extinguished once more by their inability to believe. This is a lonely existence, my child, to be the sole guardian of a divine promise, the solitary believer in a future that others cannot or will not see. They see your present struggle, my beloved. They see the effort, the sacrifice, the lack of immediate, visible proof that your hope is well-founded. And from this limited, sight-based evidence, they draw their conclusions of doubt. They cannot see the unseen work I am doing in you and through you. They cannot perceive the spiritual realities that underpin your journey. They do not have access to the blueprint of your destiny that I hold in my heart. Their doubt is a product of their limited vision, their reliance on the tangible, the predictable, the worldly. But I come to you now, my child, as you stand perhaps weary from this long and lonely battle against the fog of their doubt. I come to tell you that you have never been the sole believer in your story. For a while they have doubted. I have been your constant, unwavering, and all-seeing witness. While they have questioned your future, I have been beholding its glorious, triumphant reality. While they have focused on your present struggles, my gaze has been fixed upon your ultimate victory. Their doubt does not define your reality. My beloved, my witness does, and I am the witness to your coming. Certain and magnificent triumph, the discouragement you have felt is real, and my heart has ached with every pang of your isolation. I have seen you falter under the weight of their unbelief, and my grace has been there to steady you. I have heard the silent cry of your heart for just one person to understand, to believe with you, and my presence has been that ever-present, all-understanding companion. You have not been fighting alone. My child, you have been fighting in the presence of, and with the strength of, the one witness whose belief in you is absolute, whose vision of your triumph is unshakable, and whose love for you is the very power that will see you through to that glorious end. Let this truth begin to be your shield, my precious one. Let it be the light that cuts through the chilling fog of their doubt. Their skepticism is a fleeting human opinion. My witness is an eternal, divine reality. You do not need their validation, their approval, their belief to succeed. You need only to trust in my belief in you, in my promise for you, in my power with you, for I am not a hopeful spectator. My child, I am the divine author of your victory, and I am already witnessing the beautiful, triumphant unfolding of your story. A story that will one day silence every doubt and declare the glory of my faithfulness in your life. Indeed, my cherished child, while the fog of their doubt has sought to obscure your path and diminish your hope, my eyes have been a constant, unwavering light, witnessing a reality they are utterly blind to. For I do not doubt you, my beloved. I have never doubted you. While they have been watching for external signs of success, for visible proofs that would satisfy their limited criteria, I have been the constant and appreciative witness to your unseen victories, the small, yet profoundly significant triumphs of your spirit that are the true measure of your progress and the very substance of your coming glory. They see your struggle and call it weakness, but I see your choice to rise one more time after being knocked down by discouragement, and I call it a victory of resilience. They see your quietness, your lack of loud proclamation, and call it uncertainty. But I see your choice to turn inward and seek my face in the stillness, and I call it a victory of wisdom. They see your tears and call it defeat, but I see your choice to allow your heart to feel honestly before me, to cleanse its wounds with the sacred water of authentic grief, and I call it a victory of courage. They see what appears to be a lack of progress, but I see the monumental effort of your daily perseverance, your choice to simply not give up, and I call that a victory of unwavering faithfulness. These unseen victories, my precious one, are the ones that matter most to me. The world may reserve its applause for the final, public crowning, but I, your God, I celebrate the quiet, often grueling, training that makes the hero worthy of the crown. I have been the sole audience for your most heroic moments. My child, I was there in the dead of night when you wrestled with despair and chose, with a strength that was not your own, to whisper a prayer of trust, that was a triumph. And I was your witness. I was there when you were wronged, when your heart burned with the desire to retaliate, and yet you chose, through my grace, to extend a thought of forgiveness, to release the offender into my hands. That was a triumph. And I was your witness. I was there when the temptation to take the easy path, to compromise your integrity, to abandon my calling for a more comfortable existence, was at its most seductive. And you chose the harder, holier way. That, my beloved, was a magnificent triumph, and I was your witness. Do not ever believe that these small, daily choices are insignificant. They are the very fabric of your becoming, the building blocks of your destiny, the brushstrokes that are creating the masterpiece of your life. The world cannot see them. They are too subtle, too internal, too spiritual for their coarse measurements. But I see them. I see them with perfect clarity, and my heart delights in them. Each time you choose love over fear, faith over doubt, hope over despair, integrity over compromise, you are winning a victory that resounds in the halls of heaven, a victory that I, your God, see, honor, and record as a testament to your beautiful, courageous heart. Their doubt springs from their inability to see this inner battle, this constant stream of quiet triumphs. They judge by the surface, by the outcome, by the worldly result. But my assessment is based on the heart, on the choice, on the intention. And I tell you, my child, that your heart, in its persistent turning towards me, in its tenacious desire to love and to trust even amidst hardship and doubt, is a thing of breathtaking beauty and heroic strength. You have felt so alone in this fight, my beloved, believing that no one understood the cost of your faithfulness, the depth of your struggle. But you were never alone. I have been your closest confidant, your most ardent supporter, your unwavering champion. I have not been a distant spectator, but an intimate participant, my spirit within you groaning with your struggles, my grace within you empowering your choices, my love within you fueling your perseverance. Every victory you have won, however small it has felt to you, has been a shared victory between us. It has been my strength perfected in your weakness, my truth resonating in your spirit, my love triumphing through your yielded heart. Let this knowledge of my constant witness begin to reframe your perception of your own journey. You are not just struggling. My child, you are consistently, quietly, beautifully triumphing in the ways that matter most. The world may not be giving you medals for your unseen victories, but I tell you, in my kingdom, they are being woven into a crown of glory for your soul. Each act of faith is a jewel, each moment of perseverance, a shining strand of gold. This understanding can become your strength. My beloved, when the doubt of others feels heavy, when you are tempted to believe their narrative that you are failing or lost, remember me, your witness. Remember that the God of the universe sees your quiet courage, celebrates your hidden triumphs, and has absolutely no doubt in your ultimate victory. Their opinion is a fleeting shadow. My witness is an eternal reality. Let my perception of you become more real, more powerful, more influential in your heart than all their combined skepticism. You do not need to prove yourself to them. My child, you do not need to win their approval. Your triumphs are already seen, already known, already celebrated by the one whose opinion alone defines truth. Live for my eyes, my beloved, walk for my affirmation, and you will find a freedom, a peace, a confidence that their doubt can never touch. For you will know, deep within your being, that even when no one else sees, no one else understands, no one else believes, your God is your constant, loving, and proud witness to the magnificent, unfolding triumph of your faithful life. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to absorb the profound comfort that I am the constant, loving witness to all your unseen victories, let us now together dismantle the very definition of triumph that the world has so often used as a yardstick against which you have felt measured and found wanting. For their doubt in your journey, my beloved, often stems from a profound misunderstanding of what constitutes a true victory in my kingdom. They look for outward success, for the applause of the crowd, for tangible evidence of power and progress. But I, your God, who see with eternal eyes, I am here to recalibrate your understanding, to teach you the true measure of triumph, a measure based not on the fleeting achievements of the world, but on the enduring qualities of a faithful, persevering heart. The world defines triumph as the reaching of a summit, the acquisition of wealth or status, the vanquishing of an external foe, the attainment of a life of comfort and ease. It is a triumph that is visible, quantifiable, and often celebrated with loud fanfare. And while I do not despise the good gifts of success and blessing, my child, to make these things the ultimate measure of a life is to build upon a foundation of profound illusion. For these worldly triumphs are temporary. Riches fade, applause dies down, status can be lost in an instant, and even a life of ease cannot insulate a soul from its own inner poverty or its ultimate encounter with eternity. But the triumphs I celebrate, the victories I witness with such profound pride in your life, are of an entirely different and infinitely more valuable order. I see triumph, my beloved, in your choice to remain faithful in a season of obscurity, when no one was watching and there was no earthly reward for your loyalty. I see triumph in your decision to persevere, to place one foot in front of the other on a path that was arduous and lonely, fueled only by the quiet whisper of my promise in your heart. I see triumph in your refusal to become bitter when you were wrong, in your courageous choice to extend forgiveness when every human instinct screamed for retribution. I see triumph, my precious one, in your unwavering decision to trust me, to hope in me, to love me, even and especially when the world around you offered only doubt and disbelief. These, my child, are the true triumphs. They are the victories of character and the conquests of the spirit, the achievements that have eternal weight and significance. For in these choices, you are not merely accomplishing a task, you are becoming a person. You are being forged into a being of immense spiritual beauty, of profound resilience, of unwavering integrity, and this inner transformation, this becoming more like me in your capacity to love, to endure, to trust, now is a victory far greater, far more lasting than any earthly prize the world could ever bestow. Their doubt in you has often been a doubt in this very process. They could not see the value in your waiting, the strength in your quiet endurance, the victory in your choice to forgive. They were looking for the wrong kind of triumph, using the wrong kind of measure. They sought a triumph that could be captured in a photograph, summarized in a resume, applauded by a crowd. But the triumphs I have been witnessing in you are the kind that are etched into the very fabric of your eternal soul. The kind that build a treasure in heaven that no moth can corrupt, no thief can steal. Let me redefine success for you, my child. Success in my kingdom is not the absence of struggle, but faithfulness in the midst of it. It is not the attainment of a life free from pain, but the cultivation of a heart that can find my presence, my purpose, and my peace, even in the crucible of pain. It is not about winning the world's approval, but about earning my well done, my good and faithful child. This is a success that is accessible to you in every moment, regardless of your outward circumstances. For it depends not on what is happening to you, but on the response of your heart towards me. Every time you have chosen to anchor your hope in my unseen promise, rather than in your visible reality, you have achieved a great triumph. Every time you have silenced the voice of your own fear and chosen instead to listen for my whisper of love, you have won a significant victory. Every time you have resisted the temptation to despair and have instead lifted your heart to me in a simple prayer of trust, you have conquered a spiritual foe. These are the daily triumphs that have made your journey so heroic in my sight, so worthy of my pride. Do you see, my beloved, how this changes everything? It means that even in the seasons that felt like your greatest failure according to the world's standards, you may have been achieving your most profound triumphs in mine. The period when you felt most lost, most alone, most stripped of all earthly security, may have been the very season where you learned the most about true reliance on me, where your faith became most pure, where your character was most deeply forged. The world saw a delay. I saw a divine victory of endurance. They saw a setback. I saw a sacred strengthening of your soul. I invite you now, my child, to begin to measure your own life by this divine standard. Let go of the world's yardstick. Release yourself from the pressure to produce the kind of visible, noisy triumphs that they so often celebrate. Instead, learn to recognize and to cherish the quiet, internal victories of your own spirit. Celebrate your own faithfulness. Honor your own perseverance. Acknowledge the courage it takes to continue to trust and to love in a world that so often makes it difficult. As you begin to see your life through my eyes, as you begin to value what I value, you will find a new sense of peace, a new confidence, a profound liberation from the performance anxiety that has so often plagued you. Your journey, my child, though doubted by others, has been a succession of these true and beautiful triumphs. And I, your God, have been the constant, joyful witness to every single one. My pride is not in some future, visible success you may or may not achieve, but in the magnificent, triumphant character you have already become and are still becoming through your faithful response to me in the midst of your trials. This is the true measure of triumph, my beloved, and by this measure, you are already, in my sight, a glorious and resounding success. And so, my precious child, as you begin to embrace the true measure of triumph, as you learn to value the quiet, internal victories of your spirit that I so deeply cherish, let me now draw you into an even more profound and powerful reality, a truth that will serve as an unshakable anchor for your soul, amidst any lingering fog of doubt. For my role as your divine witness is not limited to your past endurance or your present faithfulness alone. No, my beloved, because I stand outside the linear constraints of your time, because I see the end from the very beginning. My witness extends into your future, and I declare to you now, with the absolute certainty of your God, a truth that will redefine your struggle. I have already seen your victory. Your ultimate triumph is not a mere possibility, not a fragile hope. It is, from my eternal perspective, an established reality, a finished work, a glorious scene that I am already beholding with divine joy. This is a mystery. I know that your human mind, bound by the progression of moments, may struggle to fully grasp. You experience your life as a sequence of events, a story unfolding page by page, with the final chapter still unwritten, the outcome still in question. You see the present battle, you feel the present struggle, and the future appears as an unknown territory fraught with uncertainty. This is your perception, and it is real to your experience. But my perception, my child, is not so limited. I see the entire book of your life at once, a complete and beautiful epic. And I've seen the final page. I have witnessed the triumphant resolution. I have beheld the hero, you, my beloved, standing in the full, radiant light of your fulfilled destiny. The doubt of others, and even your own doubt, is always rooted in the uncertainty of the future. They look at your present circumstances. They weigh the odds. They assess your resources. And from this limited data, they conclude that victory is unlikely, that triumph is impossible. They are reading a story in progress and projecting a tragic ending based on the tension in the current chapter. But they do not know the author. They have not seen the final pages. I, your author, your witness, I have seen them, and I tell you, the story ends in triumph. It ends in victory. It ends in a glorious display of my grace in your faith that will silence every voice of doubt that has ever been raised against you. Let this knowledge begin to transform the very nature of your present struggle. My child, you are no longer fighting for victory. You are fighting from a place of guaranteed victory. You are no longer striving in the desperate hope that you might overcome. You are enduring with the serene confidence that your overcoming is already a settled matter in the courts of heaven. This shifts your posture from that of a fearful soldier, uncertain of the battle's outcome, to that of a victorious warrior simply walking out the process that leads to a known and certain triumph. The weight of proving yourself, of ensuring a good outcome, is lifted from your shoulders and placed squarely upon mine, where it has always belonged. When the voices of doubt whisper, "You will never make it through this," you can now answer with a quiet, unshakable confidence. My God, my witness, has already seen me on the other side, whole and victorious. When your own heart grows weary and begins to question if your struggle is in vain, you can remind your soul the outcome of the story is not in doubt. The author has already declared it a triumph. This is not a denial of your present pain or the reality of your challenges. It is the courageous act of interpreting your present circumstances through the lens of your certain future, of allowing my eternal truth to define your temporal reality, rather than the other way around. My vision of your triumph is not a vague or generic hope. My beloved, it is specific to you, to your journey, to the very trials you have faced. I see you standing in the fullness of the purpose that was forged in your time of uncertainty. I see you radiating a wisdom that was distilled from your moments of confusion. I see you extending a compassion that was born from your own seasons of pain. I see you possessing a strength that is a direct result of the weaknesses you have so bravely surrendered to me. Your triumph is not an escape from your story, but its beautiful and perfect culmination. The very things that have been your greatest struggles will become the sources of your greatest strengths, the hallmarks of your most glorious victories. This is why their doubt is so utterly irrelevant. My child, they are looking at the caterpillar, seeing its slow, earthbound struggle, and doubting it will ever fly. But I, who designed the process of metamorphosis, I see the magnificent butterfly that is already encoded within it, the future of flight that is its certain destiny. Your current state of struggle is your chrysalis. My beloved, a sacred, hidden space where profound transformation is occurring. And I am the loving witness to the glorious. Winged being you are becoming. The one who will emerge in my perfect timing to soar on the winds of my spirit, far beyond the limited imagination of your doubters. Let the certainty of my witness be your peace. My child, let it quiet the anxious striving in your soul. You do not have to fight for my attention, for it is already fully upon you. You do not have to struggle to convince me of your potential, for I am the one who created it. You need only to rest in the knowledge that your story is held in the hands of a loving and all-powerful author, and that the ending he has written for you is one of breathtaking triumph. This truth empowers you to endure your present trials with a new grace, a new patience, for you now know that they are not meaningless afflictions, but the final, dramatic chapters leading to the story's magnificent resolution. They are the last shadows before a glorious dawn, the final tension before the victorious chord. And I, your God, am with you, witnessing not your potential defeat, but your certain, coming, and eternally significant triumph. And so, my precious child, with the glorious, unshakable truth of your witnessed victory, now held as a sacred anchor within your soul, a profound shift in your very way of being is now possible. For the knowledge that your ultimate triumph is not a fragile hope, but a divine certainty, already beheld by me, invites you to live your present moments in an entirely new way. I call you now, my beloved, to begin the sacred practice of living as if already victorious. This is not a call to pretense or denial of your present struggles, but a call to inhabit your ultimate reality now, to let the truth of your triumphant destiny inform your every thought, shape your every emotion, and guide your every action. It is the art of acting from a place of victory, not from a desperate need to prove the doubters wrong. For so long, my child, your actions may have been colored by the doubt of others. You may have striven with a frantic energy, trying to produce results that would finally silence their skepticism. You may have argued, explained, and defended your path, hoping to convince them of its validity. You may have carried a deep, underlying and genuine anxiety, a need to prove that their doubts were unfounded, that your faith was not foolish. But this, my beloved, is an exhausting and often fruitless battle, for it keeps you tethered to their opinions. allowing their disbelief to set the terms of your engagement with life. But now, because you know that I am your witness, that I have already seen your triumph, you are liberated from this burden. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Your validation does not come from their eventual agreement, but from my eternal affirmation. Your success is not measured by their applause, but by my seeing of your victory. This truth frees you to interact with the doubters in your life, not with defensiveness, but with a quiet, compassionate grace. You can release them from the need to believe in you, for your belief is now securely anchored in me. You can offer them love, not from a place of needing their approval, but from the overflow of a heart that is already secure in its triumphant destiny, to live as if already victorious. My child, means to walk with a new posture, a new dignity. It is to carry yourself not as a beleaguered soul struggling against overwhelming odds, but as a royal heir walking towards their certain coronation. There is a quiet confidence, a serene assurance that begins to emanate from a spirit that knows its end is glorious. This is not arrogance. My beloved, it is the humble confidence born of absolute trust in me, your God, your King, your victorious witness. This inner posture will change the way you face your daily challenges. You will approach them not as threats that could lead to your final defeat, but as scenes in your heroic story that are leading to your inevitable triumph. This new way of living also transforms your prayers. My precious one, while your honest cries for strength and guidance are always welcome, a new note begins to enter your communion with me, the note of thanksgiving for a victory already secured. You can begin to thank me, not just for what I will do, but for what I, in my eternal reality, have already seen done. You can pray, Father, thank you for the triumph you have prepared for me. Thank you for the grace that is even now leading me into that victory. Help me to live today in the reality of that future you have already witnessed. This kind of prayer, my child, shifts your spirit from a place of desperate pleading to a place of joyful, faith-filled cooperation with my already established will. To live from victory means to make your choices from a place of assurance, not fear. Fear asks, what if I fail? What if they are right? What if this doesn't work out? But a heart that trusts my witness asks a different set of questions. Knowing my victory is secure in him, what is the most courageous, most loving, most faithful step I can take today? How can I act in a way that is worthy of the triumphant destiny he has shown me? This shift in questioning, my child, is profoundly powerful. It liberates you to take holy risks, to act with boldness, to love with extravagance, for you are no longer operating from a fear of loss, but from the certainty of an ultimate gain that is already yours in me. This does not mean you will be careless or presumptuous, my beloved. On the contrary, the one who knows their story ends in a glorious triumph is often more careful, more deliberate, more purposeful in their actions, for they desire to live a life that is worthy of such a magnificent ending. You will find yourself wanting to honor me, your author and witness, with the quality of your character, the integrity of your choices, the love in your heart, as you journey through the final chapters leading to your visible victory. Let my witness to your triumph be the source of your unshakable peace. My child, when the doubts of others, or even your own, try to create turmoil in your soul, retreat into the sanctuary of this truth, my God, has seen the end. It is one of triumph. I can be at peace. This peace, born of a settled future, will allow you to navigate the remaining struggles with a calm spirit, a clear mind, and a steady heart. The world may be in chaos around you, but you can remain centered, at rest, in the eye of my peaceful, victorious will for your life. I am with you, my precious one, to help you learn to live this way. When you forget your victorious identity and slip back into the old patterns of striving or fear, my spirit will gently remind you of my promise. When you struggle to act from a place of confidence, my grace will be there to empower you. This is a journey of learning to inhabit your true, triumphant reality. Be patient with yourself, my child, but be persistent in your choice to live from this place of victory. For in doing so, you not only bring peace to your own soul, but you also become a powerful testament to me, a living embodiment of a faith that can smile at the future, that can rest in the midst of the battle, because it knows with absolute certainty that its God has already witnessed its glorious, unshakable triumph. And so, my cherished child, as you have faithfully learned to walk in the quiet confidence of your witnessed victory, as you have begun to live from a place of divine affirmation rather than from a need to prove the doubters wrong, a new and glorious season begins to dawn for the triumph that I have beheld in the eternal realm of your spirit. The victory that has been a settled reality in my heart all along is not destined to remain forever unseen by the world. There comes a Kairos moment, my child, a perfectly appointed time in your story, when I, your loving author and witness, delight in pulling back the curtain, in allowing the light of your hidden triumphs to become a visible, undeniable manifestation. This, my beloved, is the unveiling of what I see, the beautiful, public vindication of your private faith, and my unfailing promise. You have walked with a quiet assurance, trusting in my witness when all other witnesses were silent or skeptical. Now, the fruits of that trust, the results of your unseen victories, begin to emerge into the tangible world. It may begin subtly, like the first rays of dawn illuminating a landscape that was once shrouded in the fog of their doubt. An opportunity that was long denied suddenly materializes. A relationship that was broken begins to show signs of miraculous healing. A creative work that you toiled on in obscurity receives unexpected recognition. A provision arrives from a source you could never have anticipated. These are not coincidences. My child, these are the first visible signs that the triumph I have been witnessing is now breaking forth into your earthly reality. The doubters, my precious one, those who watched your struggle with skepticism, who questioned your path, who could not comprehend your persistent hope, will now become the astonished audience to the unveiling of my faithfulness in your life. They saw your struggle, but now they will see your strength. They saw your waiting, but now they will see the perfect timing of your blessing. They saw what they perceived as your foolishness, but now they will see the profound wisdom of a faith that was anchored in me. Their doubt will be silenced, not by your arguments, but by the undeniable evidence of my goodness and my power made manifest in you. This is not a moment for arrogance or for saying, "I told you so," my beloved. No, that is the way of the world. In my kingdom, this moment of vindication is an opportunity for profound gratitude and humble praise. It is a moment where your heart will overflow with awe, not at your own accomplishment, but at my faithfulness. You will look upon the manifested triumph and know, with a certainty that fills your entire being, that this is my doing, that this is the beautiful, tangible outcome of all your quiet prayers. Your unseen battles, your courageous trust in me when no one else believed, the very triumph that unfolds will be perfectly suited to the nature of your trial. If you were doubted in your calling, your triumph will be a demonstration of your divine purpose with a clarity and an impact that none can deny. If you were doubted in your capacity to love and to heal, your triumph will be a life that becomes a wellspring of comfort and restoration for many. If you were doubted in your ability to provide for yourself or your family, your triumph will be a testimony to my boundless, often miraculous, provision, my vindication. My child is always specific, always personal, always perfectly tailored to answer the very doubts that have assailed you. The unfolding of what I see is like a magnificent flower that has been slowly, secretly budding in the darkness. And now, in its perfect moment, it opens to the sun, releasing its unique fragrance and displaying its breathtaking beauty for all to see. The period of doubt and struggle was the necessary time in the bud, the season of gathering strength, of forming the intricate patterns of its petals. The unveiling is the glorious, effortless blossoming, a natural consequence of the hidden life that has been nurtured all along. And I, your divine gardener, delight in this moment, for the beauty of the bloom brings glory to the one who cultivated it as this triumph becomes visible. My child, do not be surprised if it draws others to you. Some may come with questions, their skepticism transformed into a genuine curiosity about the source of your strength, your peace, your blessing. Be ready, my beloved, to share your story, not as a tale of your own greatness, but as a testament to my grace, my faithfulness, the story of a God who is a constant, loving witness, and who brings victory from the very heart of struggle. Your life becomes a powerful sermon, your story a beautiful invitation and into the reality of my kingdom. Embrace this season of unveiling with a humble and grateful heart. My child, receive the blessings. Enjoy the fruits of your long perseverance, and let your triumph be a constant reminder of my unwavering belief in you, a belief that I held for you even when you struggled to hold it for yourself. The world sees the triumph now, but I have been its witness all along. I witnessed the choice behind the action, the faith behind the hope, the love behind the sacrifice. And it is those unseen victories of your heart that have paved the way for this glorious, visible manifestation. The fog of their doubt has lifted, my precious one, burned away by the radiant sun of your vindicated faith. The silence of their unbelief is now filled with the undeniable evidence of my power at work in your life. This is the beautiful symmetry of my ways when they doubt. I become your witness, and the very triumph that I witness ultimately becomes a witness back to them of my own faithfulness and love. Your journey has come full circle, from the loneliness of doubt to the shared celebration of a divinely witnessed and beautifully manifested triumph. And so, my triumphant child, as you stand in the dawning light of your vindicated faith, as you begin to inhabit the reality of the victory I have witnessed and now made manifest in your life. Let this final and most profound truth become the very bedrock of your soul, the eternal anthem of your spirit, my role as your loving, affirming witness is not a temporary one. It did not end when the world's doubt was silenced by my power. No, my beloved, my witness to your life, to your worth, to your true triumphs, is eternal, unceasing, and unwavering for all your days and into the boundless expanse of eternity. I am, and will always be, the witness to your triumph, the ultimate validator of your heart, the one whose loving gaze forever affirms the magnificent, courageous, and beautiful soul that you are. The unveiling of your victory, which the world can now see, is a beautiful and significant moment, a milestone in your journey. But do not mistake this visible triumph for the entirety of what I celebrate, what I witness, for my gaze remains fixed upon your heart, my child, and I continue to be the audience for the quiet, daily, unseen victories that are the truest measure of your love for me. When you choose kindness in the face of irritation, when you choose patience in a moment of frustration, when you choose to speak a word of life and hope into the darkness of another soul, I see these things. These are the ongoing triumphs of grace in your life, and I am their constant, joyful witness. This is your ultimate freedom. My precious one, the freedom from ever again needing to seek your validation from the fleeting opinions of the world. Their doubt may arise again in new forms, for the world and its limitation will always struggle to understand the ways of my kingdom. But their doubt no longer has the power to define you, to diminish you, to send you into a spiral of fear or striving. For you now know, with a deep, experiential certainty, that your true audience is one, and that your one true witness is also your most passionate, loving, and unwavering champion. My affirmation is your unshakable reality, your permanent dwelling place, this eternal testimony of mine, my beloved, is your unshakable foundation for the future. As you step forward into the new chapters I am writing for you, you can do so with a profound and lasting confidence. You do not have to fear future challenges, for you know that I will be with you, witnessing your courage, empowering your strength. You do not have to fear making mistakes, for you know that my witness is one of grace, always ready to see the repentant heart and to celebrate the rising that follows a fall. You do not have to fear obscurity or being overlooked, for you know that your most hidden acts of faithfulness are seen and treasured by me. Your future is secure. My child, not because the path will be without its challenges, but because you will walk it in the constant, loving, affirming light of my eternal gaze. My witness to you is a testament of my unfailing love. I see you. I know you. And I love you, not for what you might one day become, but for who you are in this very moment, and for who you have been in every moment of your past. I see your story in its entirety, and I call it good. I see your heart in all its complexity, and I call it beloved. I see your triumphs, both seen and unseen, and I call them glorious. This is my eternal testimony concerning you, my child, a testimony that is true, that is unchanging, that is yours forever. Let this knowledge be the very air you breathe, the peace that garrisons your heart, the joy that is your strength, live freely. My child, love extravagantly. Serve with a whole heart. Dream the dreams I place within you with a holy boldness. For you are no longer a soul striving for validation, but a beloved child resting in it. You are no longer fighting for a victory, but living from one. You are no longer defined by the world's doubt, but by your God's eternal, loving, and triumphant witness. The story of your life, my precious one, which once seemed a tale of struggle amidst doubt, has been revealed as a story of triumph, witnessed by me, and this story will continue to unfold. Chapter by glorious chapter, each one a further testament to my grace in you, each one a new opportunity for me to witness the beauty of your faithful heart. Your triumph, my child, is not just a single event, but a new and enduring state of being, the state of a soul that knows it is seen, known, cherished, and forever celebrated by its God. This is the truth. This is your reality. This is my eternal testimony. Now, my beloved, as the truth of my everlasting witness settles upon your spirit like a gentle, warming light, let your heart be utterly at peace. The need to prove, to strive, to win the approval of a doubting world has fallen away, replaced by the serene confidence of being eternally seen and cherished. Rest in this. My child, let this profound security be your sanctuary, your strength, your quiet joy. Your story is a triumphant one in my eyes, and my gaze of love, my witness to your worth, will be upon you, now and into the boundless expanse of forever. Ketuk, bin and chokon.